Hello, my name is Hilde Daem and I am the co-founder of the office Robbrecht and Daem together with Paul Robbrecht. Johannes Robbrecht joined some years ago our office as a partner. And we are world famous in Belgium. I think this is the Belgian spirit. You are always famous in your own context. But during the economic crisis from the 70s, we had the time to study different and partial aspects of the building. We had time to concentrate on historical important architects and artists like Louis Kahn, Palladio, Borromini, Vitruvius. We had time to read, we had the time to listen to music. We had also the time to make friends in art, friends in music, like Philip Herwege, who is the director of the Collegium Vocale, who was also very well known for his Bach interpretations. Very soon, our interest in art and history brought us in contact with artists as Gerhard Richter, Isa Gensken, Cristina Iglesias, Juan Munoz, Raúl de Keyser, and not but not least, Jan Hoet, who was the artistic director of Chambre d'Amis in '86, and also he was the the curator of Documenta 9 in Kassel. This was humus, the fertile earth of the conception. Art became leitmotif in our work, and in the architecture was a test case. Art is the red wire, the notes of the sonatas and piano concertos. We made a composition with the walk, with rooms, with light and ceilings, and with music. Displacement also was one of our items in the projects. So this is our office. We made our office some years ago in a former timberwood hall. Here already you see inside, outside, how you can make a building open and transparent, and how you can bring in nature also. This is the corridor with a piece of Munoz, and on top of the first level we made our offices. This is outside, and we broke down one part of the roof of the hall to make a garden in the middle of the city. But talking about displacement and transparency, this is the pavilions we made for Documenta 9 in Kassel. It was the time of the wall in between the two Germanys that fell down, and we made trains where we brought the art in. So we worked here for the first time together with Raúl de Keyser. And next photo, it's the cabinet of Gerhard Richter that we installed for him. From the beginning, we made also different items for the clients we worked for. So this bench we made for Raúl de Keyser. A second project, so again with transparency and working together more or less with artists. This is the extension of the Boijmans van Beuningen Museum, where we made a new library and a reading room. From the city, from the street on, you can't really see the library, but from inside we brought the books outside. This is the project of the square in Antwerp in front of the Museum of Fine Arts that we reorganized completely. From the beginning, we were working here with Cristina Iglesias, a Spanish artist, a sculptor, and we made here a flat fountain called deep fountain. The water is coming out and going in, and this is the model that was the base for making 2,700 tiles with a print, a bas-relief of leaves. So this is the other side. Here the project is going about time. It's 1 hour for complete cyclists. It's filling in 20 minutes and empty in, it's then like 6 minutes flat, and then it's going, all the water going deep under the fountain. This is another project with Cristina Iglesias, where we brought light in the trading company. It's a former harbor warehouse. And she made 8 cupolas in alabaster. And we made openings in the walls between the 2 warehouses. So from the roof, through the wall, through the ceilings. This was again the transparency. Another artist we worked for was on the square in Knokke on the beach, where we worked with the colors. We brought the colors from the sea and the sky in the square. And another project, we worked a lot with historical buildings. This is another warehouse in Antwerp, where we made a street and the archives of the city. It's a completely closed building. And on top, we made, because it was a very long building, we brought light in the library of the reading room and a patio where you can sit outside. We have also smaller projects. This is together with Juan Munoz, who made the sculptures. This calls the house where it always rains. And it's an open house, and still it is closed. We have also a dovecote in a wood. This is a little bit about displacement. And yes, why building a dovecote in a wood where the doves and the birds have a lot of places? They don't come in. This is the Woodland Cabin in Flanders. It are 2 wooden igloos where we cut off the roof and made a flat roof. We made also a landscaping in a wood. So nothing is real, and anyway, it's something. These are, yes, this is the inside. We made some rough furniture and a little water place where you can swim and wash in the morning. There is no electricity, nothing at all. It's really something you should do when you are on hiking, but here it's in effect very close to the city. These are the high views. It is the beginning and the start and the end of a cycling road in Boston and Liverpool in the UK. It's along the river, and you can see the cathedral from Lincoln. I said Liverpool, sorry. And you can look. It's like a house looking to the birds, but here you are looking over the landscape. And so we come on one of our major projects. We won a competition in 1999 for to build a concert hall in the historical city, Bruges. This is the drawing that Paul made for the competition, and this is what we made of. There's nearly no difference between the beginning and the end, and this was due to the very short time. This building is very much in conversation with the red roofs of the city. It's one of the first contemporary buildings in a medieval town. We made this is also, it had a lot of influence of urbanization, and this is the entrance. And we made a big screen to bring the music from the concert out of the concert hall. In this, this is the inside. It's a very special form of music hall. It's not a long model, but it's really like you are putting your hands on your mouth and you're screaming loud. This on the, yes, it's both a concert. We work with colors, and we work also with light in the ceiling. You can close it, but for musicians who are always in a concert hall, it's always dark. It was very pleasant to have an idea. What is the weather outside? Is it night? Is it day? And this is the chamber music hall. Here you can feel very well that it's about walking also. Very slowly you go up and on the border. You have also here the light coming in, the daily light, and you can close it. This is a bench we made for the concert hall. We called it the Ligeti bench. Ligeti is an European contemporary composer who died a few years ago. This is the hall in the concert hall with photo artwork of Dirk Braakman, a Belgian painter, and on the other side you have a painting called Angel of Luc Tuymans. The pieces are really made for the place where they are. A smaller concert hall and library in one building is a former dairy in a very small village near Brussels. Here you can walk around, and again you can, when you walk on the side up, you can see inside the concert hall. Then another work in London is the Whitechapel Art Gallery. We were the winner of a competition, and we had to connect a Victorian building and an art and craft building. In the Victorian building there was a former library, and we had to connect them. What is very special on this building is that it's really on top of the entrance of the subway. In this facade, you see on top the weather vane. It's a piece of Rodney Graham, a sculptor, and it's Erasmus with on the wrong side on his horse. On the art and craft building, you see a bas-relief of Rachel Whitehead. Here you have a view on the exhibition hall, where we brought natural light inside the building. And on the right you have the two railings, one traditional and then the new one. In this exhibition room we had also an exhibition of ourselves. It were 10 movies about all our projects made by Maarten van den Abelen. And they are movies about 10 minutes with noise, with music or noise from the woods or from the seaside. And then we had the chance to work in really modernistic architecture. This is Cinematheek, where we built undergrounds, 2 film halls, and the building is of Horta. This is the first one. Then we have the opportunity to renovate the book tower of the university in Ghent. This work is still going on, and this is of the building of Henri van de Velde. Next one, yes, this is the plan of an exhibition of Raoul de Keyser in a former post hall. And we made small rooms in rooms with, again, a bench specially made for Raoul de Keyser. Then this is also the result of a competition for the municipal archives in Bordeaux, in France. It's an old burned out warehouse, and with here the reading room about around the patio. Also near Bordeaux in Pomerol, we made this is the old winery. It's a wine, they called it a garage wine. They mean it's really one of the best wines in the world, and so after a while they decided to build a castle, and this is what we made of it. Again, it looks a little bit like the concert hall. We worked with a lot of indirect light in the roof. The roofs are worked out, the ceilings are worked out. This is the basement, and we took the opportunity to bring in natural light. This is the place of the cuves where they will store the wine. After this, we were asked to make a small pavilion in Antwerp in the Middelheim open sculpture park. They wanted to bring precious art outside, but at night it had to be closed. So the walls are, on one side there are walls, on the other side they are transparent gates who can open and close. The first exhibition we made here was for Menno Meeuwis with Thomas Schutte. And so you see here the building completely open. We have also openings in the roof, and we have trees inside. It's a complete steel building. Then one of our major projects now is the market hall in Ghent. Ghent also is a complete historic city, Gothic and also a little bit Renaissance. We have 3 fantastic churches with Gothic and late Gothic towers. In the 70s, they brought down the houses between the houses. So 3 squares made one open square, and we managed the environment in a basement where it's a cafe, a parking place for bicycles, and then on top there is the open square where you can have bookmarkers and you can make little concerts. This is the roof is in wood but covered outside by glass with little windows to bring in the light. So here you see one of the usual uses of the market hall. One of our last project is, so here you see the Belfort next to the hall. In the roofs you see the form of the facades from the typical houses in Ghent. This is another opportunity we got to work with one of the most famous modernistic architects. It's a sketch for a golf club house made by Mies van der Rohe, based on sketches that were found by Christiane Lange in the MoMA Museum in New York. She asked us to do something with the sketches. We proposed to make, because the golf club house was never realized, we proposed to make a model one-on-one, so on real scale. This means that it's a building of 84 on 87 meters. This is really huge. We wanted to realize with a few materials the plan libre, who was so iconic for Mies van der Rohe. We show what we could see on the sketches. What we couldn't see, we didn't show. So we used the tiles in concrete as 1 meter on 1, who was a basic topic of Mies van der Rohe. Also, the columns in inox in the form of a cross we reused, and all the rest is made in plywood. And this is the landscape where the golf should be built, but is never built. And this is due to the war who came in the 40s, and Mies van der Rohe left for America. I still have a few other small projects to show. This is an interior or a showing case, one for Coptic textile in the warehouse of Cotton Nation, and the other one is a shop of Anne de Meulemeester, a Belgian fashion designer. Again, we made rooms in rooms, but here I want to show that it's not only in bigger buildings, but also very small rooms. And also we made some designs of tables, one in a private house, and then the two other ones, the middle is an exhibition. On the right side, it's a table we made for the birthday of Gerhard Richter. And here, these tables we designed for our exhibition Pacing Through Architecture. who traveled to Johannesburg, and because it was so far to move the tables, they made tables and the little chairs there in Johannesburg. So this is the office again with the gate closed. Thank you for your attention.
I think we can really appreciate in your work, not only the work itself, but really how you work. I mean, I love your office, the idea that it's set in nature, the idea that it's actually almost a museum in itself, and that has this dialogue. So it really has a strong sense of how you build and how you think and the type of space that you yourself operate within as well. And there's always this really strong element of time in the work, from the fountain that has a cycle unto itself to the leaves that we see in the nature that comes through. I think a few questions from the audience. Are there any questions? I have one myself. There's often a sense of translation. With the Mies van der Rohe, there was drawings that you could see, but there's drawings you couldn't see, or elements of design you couldn't see. And there's always this element of interpretation. I mean, with the structure that also looks out to the cathedral, I know that the elements within it, the wood, it has certain paint and certain colors. So there's always this element of translation, either through Mies van der Rohe or through time, or through the nature that surrounds it. And I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit more on this idea of translation, or how when you start a project, is there this idea of looking around the world rather than just starting with a blank piece of paper?
We are always inspired by what we see. It's never every place, every spot where you come, there is something interesting. Is it in nature, or is it a city, or a street, or whatever? Always we project the view on what is the best to see. And we try to get in a dialogue, never making a compromise. Compromise, it's something negative. When you go in dialogue, you can create and you can think much further than what is in the beginning.
Dialogue was exactly the area that I was also making a few notes. The dialogue was also the word I wrote in my notes, because you could see it not just in the work and the translation of Mies, but also in a blank site, how you translate that into the colors of the wood. I know you were inspired by the nature of the site that was around. I see a question here.
Hi, good morning. I have a question about the design of your office, because from the outside, you see a small door with straps, like a garage, the door of a garage, very small. But then when you open the door, you see a new world. Is this a kind of special philosophy behind it, or it's just a coincidence the door is small?
No, the door is not small. The door can go...
When compared with your office, it's nothing. You know, because your office is really gorgeous, beautiful, and huge. It's not just like when I entered the courtyard.
The door in the courtyard.
Yeah, outside. Yes. The outside,
yes,
you know, you see a small
on the street,
door, very humble, and with strap. And I thought I was going to the wrong places. I thought it was somebody's backyard. This is the door to go to the garage. But when the door opened, I found a new world. I want to know, is this a kind of philosophy behind it?
We were always looking for a place where we could live. Because we can't make architecture in a very unpersonal spot. And here we had the opportunity to buy this timberwood hall, and immediately we knew that never around there could become another building. But on 100 meters you have huge 30 storage high buildings. And we wanted to make a green place for ourselves. And no, it's just, you feel it and you do it. We never think on would it work or no, it's coming out of ourselves, yes, out of our heart. Also, our assistants, we would like to give them a nice place to work in. We didn't want to go in an usual office building. And yes, it was something for us. We can do much more than make architecture. We can give little concerts, we can make little exhibitions, we can play, we can sit outside. It's like you are going home and work there.
There's a very strong sense of openness, that the idea that it's an art gallery, the idea that it's an office, that the idea that there's a place for concerts and others. So it becomes more of a cultural, social space. Yeah. So the office isn't simply something that's walled off. It's actually something that you're inviting people in, you're inviting the world in, and it becomes more of the dialogue that you're talking about as well. I believe we have time for another question. Actually, I'm just getting, I just was alerted that we have no time for another question, so I apologize, but please join me in thanking Hilde.
Yeah, okay.